Hello and welcome. This lesson is going to be about system of equations by graphing. System of equation means whenever you have two or more equations. Okay, so whenever you hear the word systems, that means you have two or more equations. If you remember, on previous lessons, we learned how to graph an equation of a line on a coordinate plane by identifying the slope and y-intercept. Today, we're going to do a system of equations. So basically, we're going to be doing two graphs at the same coordinate plane. So let's see. Here, my first equation, the y is already alone, so I can identify my slope as 1 over 1. And my b, which is my y-intercept, is -5. So therefore, I'm going to start this graph at -5. And from there, I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and I'm going to continue that pattern until I finish the whole right side of the graph. Once I finish the right side, then I return to the starting point, which is the y-intercept, and I go backwards. Instead of going up, I'm going to go down, and instead of going to the right, I'm going to go to the left. So down 1, 1 to the left, down 1, 1 to the left, and I continue doing that until I fill in the whole left side. And if I did this correctly, I should see a straight line formed, and that's exactly what I see. Now I'm going to look at the second equation, and I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to try to identify my slope and y-intercept. But in this case, the y is not alone, so the first order of business is to get that y alone. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. The 4x cancel. I'm left with -6y equals 18 minus 4x. Then I'm going to divide both sides by -6. And I have y equals 18 divided by -6 is -3. And -4 divided by -6 reduces to +2/3. So now I have the y alone. So now I can identify my slope, which is slope is 2/3. And my b is -3. So I'm going to start my graph at -3. And then I go up to 3 to the right, up to 3 to the right, up to 3 to the right. And then once I finish the right side, I return to the starting point and I go down 2, 3 to the left, down 2, 3 to the left, down 2, 3 to the left. Once I've done that, I connect the dots and I should see a straight line formed, which I do. And I also notice that this line here, the red one, crosses the blue one right at this point, and this is so happen to be our solution for the system of equations, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1. So 6, comma 1 is the point of intersection. So this will be the solution of this system of equations, because a solution system of equations is where the two lines cross. All right, very well. Now we're going to go on to the second example here. And as you can see, I have two equations. And since there's no space underneath the first one, I'm going to move this equation to the side because I'm going to have to do some calculations to get the y alone. So let's copy that equation. And now that I have the space, I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And I get -y equals -2 minus 3x. Now the y is not alone yet because there's a negative in front, so I'm going to divide both sides by -1, and I'm going to get y equals +2 plus 3x. So we get y equals 2 plus 3x. So then we have the slope is 3, and my b is 2. Please remember the slope always has to be a fraction, so if it's not a fraction, you put a 1 underneath to make it into a fraction. So now that I have that information, I'll start my graph at 2 on the y-axis. And then looking at my slope, I'm going to go up 3, 1 to the right. Up 3, 1 to the right. And I cannot go anymore, so I return to the starting point and I go down 3, 1 to the left. 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 So there we go. There's my first line right there. Now I'm going to get the y alone for the second equation. So right there, I'm going to have to add 36x to both sides. And I cancel the 36, so I'm going to get 12y equals 24 plus 36x. And final step is to divide both sides by 12. And when I do that, I'll get 24 divided by 12 is 2, and 36 divided by 12 is 3x. So if you notice right there, I got the y alone, so I put a box, and my slope is 3 over 1, because remember, slope is the number in front of the x, and the y-intercept, the letter b, is the number without x. And it so happened that I'm going to start at the same point, which is 2. And then from there, I'll go up 3, 1 to the left, to the right, up 3, 1 to the right, and then I'll go backwards, down 3, 1 to the left, down 3, 1 to the left, down 3, 1 to the left, down 3, 1 to the left. And what happened is I got the same line as the blue line. So that means every single point on this line is a point of intersection. And in fact, remember, a line goes forever on both directions, so that means there's an infinite number of solutions, an infinite number of points of intersection. So for our answer, we're going to write IMS, which stands for infinitely many solutions. All right, let's go on to the next problem. On the next problem, let's get the y alone. So let's write this to the side. So we're going to write 4y minus 2x equals 12. We're going to add 2x to both sides. So the 2x goes away. I'm getting 4y equals 12 plus 2x. We're going to divide both sides by 4. So we get y equals 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then 2 divided by 4 is 1/2. Please remember, you can use your calculator. And if you put on the TI-84, you do 2 divided by 4. And you're probably going to get a decimal like 0.5. And then you press math, enter, enter. And the calculator will tell you that the fraction 2 over 4 reduces to 1/2. Okay, very good. So now I identify my slope and my y-intercept. My y-intercept is going to be a 3. And then from there, I'm going to go up 1, 2 to the right, 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 and then backwards, down 1, 2 to the left, 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 and so forth. And that is my first line. For my second line, I need to get the y alone, so I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. 5x cancels. I'm going to get negative 10y equals 30 minus 5x. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 10. We get y equals 30 divided by negative 10 is negative 3. And negative 5 divided by negative 10 is positive 1/2 x. So my slope here is 1/2. And my b is negative 3. So I'm going to start my graph at negative 3. And then from there, I'm going to go up 1, 2 to the right, up 1, 2 to the right, and continue doing that till I fill in the right side. And then go down 1, 2 to the left, down 1, 2 to the left, down 1, 2 to the left, until I fill in the whole left side. And there we go. We have two parallel lines. If you remember, parallel lines have the same slope, and that's exactly what I got here. And because they are parallel lines, I know that these two lines will never cross. So that means there will be no point of intersection. So therefore, we say no solution. Okay, so today we're talking about system of equations, and we just saw 3 examples. One in which we had one solution, a point of intersection, where you get an x coordinate and a y coordinate for the solution. The other possibility is you get 2 parallel lines, so that means you have no slope, which you can abbreviate with ns. Or you could get one line, one on top of the other, so that means you have an infinite number of points of intersection, so that means you're going to say IMS, infinitely many solutions. Okay, here we have a last example. This ones are simpler equations where you have the letter equals a plain number, so the best way to do it is just look for that number on the y-axis, because this is the y alone. So let's say negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you draw a horizontal line. For x equals 2, you're going to look for the 2 on the x-axis, which is right here, and then you draw a vertical line. And as you can see, the two lines cross each other right there, and that point of intersection, that solution will be 2, comma, -3. So there we go. This is the lesson for today. Today we learned about system of equation, which means two or more equations. We have three possibilities for answer, one solution, no solution, or IMS. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.